started, guys. So we sent quite a few updates via email, but today it'll just be a chance for you guys to ask questions and then also kind of give you some updates since the last update in August. I always have our disclaimer here, so I'm not going to read through this today, but did want to show it with our fund being an accredited fund. But yeah, here I want to start quickly with the summary, right? So this is a really good snapshot of where we're at. So we closed back in June on the 21st. And this kind of this is where we started, right? We don't have any completed units. Nothing was renovated. Nothing was in progress, right? But we had 30 out of the 45 units we had kind of earmarked as needed construction. And our occupancy at that point was pretty easy math, 15 out of 30, because there's 45 units total. So that was our occupancy when we took this over. As I've said in a lot of I talk to investors all the time. I honestly, this would scare a lot of multifamily people away, but I love it. I embrace it because when we're investing in a market like this where there's a ton of demand, I would much rather go screen and bring in the tenants that we screen that satisfy our process rather than we did this on a 65 unit a year ago, and we were probably started around 60% occupancy, maybe 65. We evicted 20 different people. We had to drop it down to around 30%, but to just get rid of all the people who were just poorly trained tenants, right? People who were getting away with not paying, and we just don't deal with it. We just have a standard. If they're late by the 5th, we're starting the eviction and we're moving forward. So anyway, this one started with lower occupancy, which I was pretty excited about. And anyway, so since then, this is our last update we sent to you guys. We had completed 10 units, so that was over not quite 2 full months, month and a half or so. And then 7 units were in process, and then 13 were kind of still left, right? And then the occupancy, we're obviously slowly bringing up occupancy. And then our next update today, so we've got 4 more units updated. We added 4 more. And then 4 units are in progress, and then we've got 9 that we're still kind of on the horizon. So that's a good snapshot. And we brought up occupancy up as well. So I'll next one I want to jump in. I think this is the most exciting thing, guys, is I wanted to show several different updates of like what we're getting leased, right? Because if you guys really dove into my underwriting of this project, it was based on a base case, a target, and then my STR mix was basically sprinkling in the short-term rentals. But as anybody knows, it's a pro forma, right? We don't know until we see it. But I felt really strong based on this market, and it's been working out really well so far because we already rented one of our 3-bedroom, 1-bath for $1,400. You can see down here in my projections, our target, like our higher target, was $1,350. So we're already exceeding our target on those ones. So that was pretty exciting. Our 2 ones we've been getting around $1,100, which is right in between the base case and the target. So anyway, really to me, I was actually there the day that we showed this to. It was these guys, the people who rented this were people working in oil and gas. I think they were actually from Texas, ironically. But anyway, when we found out, I don't know, that was exciting news to me, the fact that, hey, despite we haven't even finished this renovation, we're already getting the demand to exceed our projections. So that was pretty exciting. I wanted to show you guys some of the updates since we last talked. So this is in building 5. So that's why I kind of get some arrows here, right? So building 5 was the most recent one we started getting into as far as renovations. Because again, going back to this these recent 4, all 4 of these new units that we brought online in the last month has been built in building 105. And here's a kind of a cool before and after I want to show you guys. This is this unit before. You guys have probably seen some videos. And now this is what it's looking like now. So they finished a couple of those units, and we're going to be renting those. These are smaller than some of our other 2 ones. It's a really small apartment. So we're going to be shooting for $1,000 on here. But some of our larger ones, that's where we're shooting for $1,250. But anyway, just want to show you guys some of the finishes there and the before and after. And then this is kind of what's coming next. So starting this month and into October, we're working on building 7. So building 7 was one of our buildings that needed quite a bit of work. And these ones were actually, some of these were converting into 3-bedroom, 2-baths. And honestly, I think we're going to blow this out of the water. Our base was kind of like $1,350, but as a 3-2, we're already getting $1,400 for a not renovated 3-bedroom, 1-bath. So I think these 3-2 renovated are going to go for $1,500, possibly higher. So anyway, this is kind of the next building coming online. You know what? I wish I would have had. Let me just. I got a schematic here. I want to show you guys this. Okay, just in case you were kind of wondering what I'm talking about. So this is building 105 here. This is the one that have a little bit smaller units. That's the one we've been working on. 107 is kind of the next big one that we're working on. This is also a picture of 105. This is the front side of 105. A lot of these ones needed work, but we're working on those. And then 112, I'm going to show you about. 112 is kind of our dedicated building for short-term rentals, which is kind of the next one I wanted to show you guys. So anyway, yeah, here it is. So this is, we furnished 2 different units. We're actually doing 5 total. So these 2 were ones that when I was up there in town, me and my wife, we went and we actually had the kids. It was pretty fun. Got all these furnished and they're looking really nice. So my COO, who's also used to be my director of marketing, he actually was there last week and he just hasn't got the photos uploaded, but he was there getting professional photos. This is we were trying to find a good photographer and we were just running into headwinds and we're like, you know what, my guy can do it. And I don't know, when it comes to short-term rentals, the photos, as you guys can imagine, photos will make or break you. So we just had our guy do it. That's not the only reason I flew him up there, but he was flying up there to check on things and he got some nicer photos. So we'll be getting these listed and starting to market those, but there's 2 of them here. And then, like I said, the third one that's just got a little bit of finishing touches. And then we've got 2 more that we just recently, we kind of prioritized the renovation of those so we could get all these online. I think this is an incredible opportunity because, especially for medium-term rentals, because there's all these, the nuclear plant that I told you guys about. Again, I'll just go fast forward to this slide. I just kept these in here for reference, but this nuclear plant they broke ground several months ago. So we're already hearing about different workers coming in. So my thought was, let's accelerate and get these furnished ones online. That way we could start renting them. Because this is like, yeah, it's, as you guys, I think a lot of you guys have, well, I know Kelly's husband, Chris, is in oil and gas. I just remember working in oil and gas. And then when the company was writing the checks for the rentals, obviously you get a premium and they're, yeah, it's just to me, it's the cream of the crop when you come to, like, from my experience from renting, you got long-terms are like the lowest maintenance, but the lowest amount you're going to get. You got short-term rentals like Airbnb. You're going to get the most from them, but it's way high touch. It's a lot of pain, a lot of headaches, a lot of stress, right? Medium term's right in the middle because you get to keep them for a long term. It's furnished, but they still pay a premium. I think that was most of it. So I just wanted to show you guys some of the finishes of that. And then, yeah, I think you guys saw the update last month, but I want to remind everybody that we're paying, we got everybody lined up to where we make payments every month on the 21st. That way, because everybody's kind of came in at different stages. And that's what I'm going to kind of wrap up here with it's worked out really well, just like we planned, to where I think we brought in initially around 500,000 when we closed. And then we brought in enough 500,000 kind of middle summer to keep the rehab going. And now we're going to go raise the final 500,000. And as I told a lot of you guys, we did that intentionally because from my side as the operator, I didn't need all the full capital right away. We were going to use it in basically construction draws. But anyway, things have been going really well, moving along. So now we're going to raise that 500,000 right now. So that was the biggest thing. I was going to open it up for Q&A, but I did want to let you guys know that we're about to start really pushing that out to all of our investors in our network. But before we did, we definitely wanted to reach out to our current investors. If there's somebody who maybe they wanted to kind of see how things went and had more capital, or maybe you've sold projects or had some more capital come in, I definitely wanted to give you guys priority if you wanted to come back in for a larger amount. I mean, the beauty of it is it's, to me, yeah, I don't think this was ever a high risk deal, but the more riskier part of the deal was when you first came in, right? And we hadn't raised all the money. I hadn't proven things like this, as far as we were actually we're exceeding our projections, being able to deliver and have our crew. The last little thing I'll just show you guys. I was like showing the picture of these guys, but where are they at? Yeah. These guys have been able to deliver, right? I had full confidence in them because I'd met them and I'd walked their projects, but these guys have been living up here for 2 or 3 months now. And as you can see by the results, they've gotten a ton of different units done. Finishes work good. So anyway, it's been exciting, but I definitely wanted to let you guys know first, and we could talk offline on that. Please do reach out, but we're going to go raise the next 500,000. And yeah, and then that'll cap out the 1.7. So those are all the updates. I'm going to open it up for Q&A. Appreciate guys like you that, we're kind of willing to go off of look at our projections, take the time to look at my track record and the projects we've done, and believe in the vision. So it's really cool to see it starting to come to fruition. It was really exciting when we were up there putting those short-term rentals and putting it together. Yeah, I don't know. The last thing I'll say is it's just been, it makes me want to go find, we've been doing more multifamilies, but man, it's it's crazy when you compare it to other places, just the pure demand, right? Like I mean, all we did is a couple of these units, really all we had to do was clean them up and put them on the market. And there were people like lined up. So it's just, I don't know, it's always been good to me. Wyoming's always been a good market because of demand. They just can't, there's not enough construction guys. And I was at a mastermind this week in San Diego and just talking to other operators across the country. They've just got more builders, right? Like I was talking to somebody in Lubbock and they were talking about all these builders in Lubbock and creating more inventory. I'm like, we just don't see that in Wyoming. And I think it's why everything's remained really strong despite high interest rates. Like we're not seeing a bunch of distressed in multifamily like you are in Houston or Texas or the Sun Belt, just because, yeah, I think there's just not enough supply. Anybody else, Theron or Kelly, Colin, Kyle?
No, I just want to echo what Kevin said. Thanks for the update. It's awesome, awesome slide deck. I love seeing the guys actually doing the work and the pictures of the actual units. It's awesome that you're smashing the projections out of the park, and looking forward to seeing the continued progress.
Yeah, I echo the same exact thing as well, Casey. Kudos to you and your team, and appreciate you jumping on this and presenting the updates.
Yeah, you bet. And I just want to show you guys in case you want more stuff. Again, appreciate the kind of words. When I was up there in August, you guys are, sounds like you guys are excited. Photos are good. But if you're ever curious, you can go into these folders too. I just try to get a big, huge download of all the different, well, that's when we're furnishing different stuff. But anyway, if you guys are ever curious, want to see more on it, there's, like I said, if I'm going to be up there capturing stuff, I'd rather you guys get to see it too. So lots of resources if you're ever curious.
Hey, Casey, on that note, as a potential new guy, I am curious. If you don't mind, could you send me access to that?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, we'll get you guys access to some of the photos.
Casey, I'm assuming you're going to send out the recording through email, or is it a link?
Yeah, I will. We'll email it. Yep. It'll probably, honestly, yeah, I'll see about the platform. We're probably going to upload it to YouTube, and I got to check with if there's anything that I can't share. But anyway, yeah, either way, it'll be a link, and it might be a private link if all else. That just
okay,
you guys
that works. Yeah. Thank you.
You bet. All right, guys. Well, if no other questions, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys' support.
Thanks, Casey. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.